In this tutorial, I will tell you my experience how to use Wineskin or Wine to run Windows application under macOS Big Sur. So under Big Sur or Catalina, because Apple dropped the 32-bit binary support, so now the system is only pure 64 bits. So the old Wine doesn't work anymore. So here you can use another forked Wine project, which is by this guy. Navigate to GitHub and search for Wineskin server by G-Sanks. So this is the forked version, can run under Big Sur, and thanks to this guy I can still run my other Windows app under Big Sur without using a full stack virtual machine, because the virtual machine is so big and I don't like to use it, and the Wineskin is lightweighted and it's much more faster and even can run games. To click this link to download the file. Unzip the file. Yes, you will see the app. It's called Wineskin Winery .app. Usually I will create another folder under application. So I will drag this Wineskin Winery into the wine folder inside the application. You may saw another app inside this wine folder. This is my older wine app. It cannot be run now because it's a 32-bit. So after you try to run this thing, it will be blocked by the gatekeeper. So you have to give permission and let it to run. So go to your system settings. Go to your system settings. Security and general. So you say run anyway. You click run anyway. Okay, now you see this window. You may see different thing because I already installed this thing. So you may not see this. You have to install this thing. So I remove this thing and make it as new. So you're also supposed to click this update because I already updated it. So the update is grayed out, but for you, you have to press that update button for it to run. Now you need to make sure your version is newer or equal than mine. Okay, let's install the engine file. So the engine file, you may refresh, then hit the plus sign. So what you need, the engine name is called WS11 Wine and CX64-bit something blah blah blah. Make sure you are using the version is newer than mine or equal than mine. So you cannot use this WS9, it won't work, it's for the older wine. So you have to use the WS11 blah blah 64-bit blah blah blah. after this, you can now finally create your wrapper. A wrapper is a environment. It's like a virtual Windows environment. It will include a driver C for you to use. So now you are going to click this, create a new blank wrapper, and give it a name. So after you create this wrapper, it will be in your home folder application, but I like it to be in the root application folder. And now you give it some time to download the file from internet. It will download a virtual Windows environment into your hard drive. It's based on your internet connection speed. So it says the creation of the wrapper is complete. So you can view in your Finder. It will be in your home username application folder, which I don't like. So I will move it into my root application folder. Now, as you can see, the empty wrapper actually is almost 1 GB big in size. So maybe a lot of other tutorial will say you just use this wrapper to install one game or one application. I find it's very wasteful. So you download the whole Windows environment just to run one notepad or one full bar. I don't like this idea. Actually, it can be used as a virtual machine. You can install multiple software, application, game, utilities into this one wrapper just to use it as a normal virtual machine. So here you go into Advanced. So in this tab, the default thing is run nothing.exe. Maybe other tutorial will tell you to install the game first, then point to the game exe. But I don't like that idea. I suggest you to navigate to driver C, the inside of the driver C, Windows. Maybe here I can show you the content or the structure of this wrapper. So it have a driver C, just like the Windows driver C. You can right click and open packet content, view packet content. Inside there you will see a driver C. And this is like your Windows driver C. You will see Windows there. Okay, you click the Windows. Under this Windows, there's Explorer.exe. This is the Windows file manager. So basically, you got my computer. This is the mycomputer.exe. So click this config utility. And the most important thing is the drivers. I mean hard drives. So by default, it will give you driver C and the root folder. But usually I will map other folders so it will be more convenient. You click add, you add a driver D maybe. Then you give the permission for the wrapper to access your hard drive. You give the permission. Then I will usually map my home folder. Give the permission to home folder. Download document, blah blah blah. I will map the download folder to driver D, and I might map another external hard drive to to drive E maybe. So after that is the audio outputs. This choose what you need. I use the multi output. Usually you can choose, I don't know, maybe yours can choose system default, but I will choose multi output. And the inputs, you can leave it alone. I will choose aggregate input. Okay, that's it for this configure utility. And the next thing is very important. It's called the wine tricks. Okay, here actually you can use F1, F2 as a standard key. So because you are using Windows, you want to use normal F1, F2. Here you keep as a Mac driver. You don't use the X11. I found that the X11 it doesn't work. Yeah, almost done. You can do a test run. Here is it. This is my computer. Yes, this is a file manager. This is a Windows 3.1 style file manager. Yeah, you can navigate files. You can double click exe just like Windows. Here I go to the packet content of the wrapper and drag the driver C link to the desktop. So this is a link. You see there's an arrow there. This is not the actual folder. This is a link point to the folder of the wrapper's driver C. So I can use this way to easily access the driver C. And I will go into my older wrappers folder to take out some of the apps. So I will create another folder in driver C. It's called app. And then let's do a test run. We try Foobar 2000. So I copied this pocket version of the Foobar. So I go inside my virtual Windows, and then you go to my computer, driver C, apps, Foobar, and double click. Yes, it can run. And here I will demonstrate another problem. It's the font problem, because in this setting I'm forcing use a Chinese font. But if I disable those change, leave as nature, you will see all the Chinese character is gone. And since I'm a Chinese, so this is problematic for me. Maybe if you are a Japanese, you will also see this kind of things, because the Asian fonts is not linked. In order to fix this fonts issue, we need to use something called this wine tricks. This is a very important application and assistant setting app. You go to fonts and then you click all fonts, you click Arial, and pretty much it is. So you will click that run. It will take some maybe half an hour to download all the fonts. So after download the fonts, you navigate to driver C fonts and sort the file by file size. Now you click this biggest file. This is probably the Chinese fonts, and probably the best Chinese fonts. And a good news for Japanese user is these fonts also include Japanese, so it's a very good font. But the wine will not use this font. You actually have to tweak some Windows registry to make Windows to use these fonts. So you launch the registry edit, and then you go to HQ local machine, software, Microsoft, Windows NT, current version, and font link. Yes, it is here. You see those multi-line string, so you copy and paste the file's name into the last line. Yeah, make a new line and copy the font name, the file name included the extended name. And all this is not enough. I will show you. You have to add something more. So you will have to add another Arial. You create a new multi-line string, and you type, change the name as Arial, and you copy and paste the previous contents to here. Yes. Then another one is maybe MS sans serif. Same, you create this multi-line string and rename it, and copy the previous contents to here. And now maybe another one. Same, this is a classic Chinese fonts. Multi-line string, rename it, copy the previous content, and paste here. So basically all those entries is telling Windows, if you cannot find these fonts, use the following to try. So after we change the registry, we do a test run, and we go to the full bar. Now you can see it can display the Chinese fonts even without forcing to use it. And it also contains Japanese fonts. I can show you my items library. There's some Japanese songs. I believe it's there. Yeah, you see this song contains Japanese character, and it can be displayed properly. And the next thing is to install those runtime DLLs, Virtual Basic, Virtual C++, DirectX 9, something like that. So inside this wiki page, he recommends us to install the following things. So if you saw those VC run, this is Microsoft Virtual C++, and you saw D3D, it's clearly the DirectX. So you go to DLL and have a look. And these are all the Windows components. I will install this cabinet.dll to, I believe this is handle the Windows zip format, and all those DX10 is DirectX 10, I believe. I don't know which to install. I just follow the recommendation. For example, DX10 underscore 43. Maybe you can click all of them, or you just click DX310. I believe it will install. Maybe I can try the specific one first. Maybe you should run this in last, I don't know. So for demo purpose, I don't care. Maybe you should click that D3DX9. I think you click that one, it will install all of the thing. But the guy says you just need 43, then I just click 43. So this is probably the main part of DirectX. If you want to install the direct input, I don't know, I just click it. The next thing is, I believe, is Virtual C++, and there's a lot of Virtual C++ version. Okay, here is Direct Music, Direct Play. I don't know, just click it and it looks legit. Oh, .NET. I don't know which one to use. I think it's based on game or application, but the most common one is 3.5, 4.0, and 4.5, I believe. Maybe you just click all of them. Here you will see the DXVK, the Vulcan support. It says you have to use the DXVK macOS, but here don't have. So you skip it. And you see, if you want, you can install Internet Explorer 6. Oh, here it is. It's Virtual C++, 2010, blah blah blah. Let's check. Here is the virtual. I think you should install something from here. This is not the full version, but just the runtime. So you will need Virtual C++ runtime, maybe from 2003 to 2013. I don't know. Based on the game or whatever application you are running. So after that, you click this run, it will start to install all the thing you've clicked. So you see, it's just like install a new Windows. It's in the first, it will give you the main base Windows, then you will have to install DirectX, the other application, runtime, Virtual C, blah blah blah. Then you can run other applications, third-party applications, or your games. So after that, if you really want to try the Vulcan support, you can run a custom version, a custom command. You see here, by default, there's no DXVK_macOS. There's no. So you copy and paste the dxvk underscore macOS dot verb, I believe, I don't know, verb. So you click that custom and paste dxvk underscore macOS verb and click run and try your luck. Crashed, no luck for me, but I don't care because I don't have any Vulcan application to run. Okay, after that we can try copy over another very useful Windows application to here is Notepad++. Okay, copy over and test the run. C driver, application, Notepad++, portable version. Yes, it can run without any issue. And now we can try to move my Vulcan collection from the old wrapper to the new wrapper. And let's see it can run or not. As far as I know, I can only run 1.0 because 1.0 is directly X based. You can see it can run. You may hear the sound is weird. This is the recording issue. Actually, if you are not recording, the sound sounds better. Very unfortunately, the 1.1 Vulcan cannot run because the Wine is converting DirectX to OpenGL, but the 1.1 is OpenGL, and the Wine, I don't know how to convert the OpenGL to OpenGL, and it cannot run. The other thing is I'm quite disappointed is Need for Speed 3 and 4 cannot run under this new Wine, but they can run under the old Wine. If I double click, it just nothing happens. Another thing I want to say is if you double click the wrapper you created, you will run the exe you pointed, which is my computer explorer.exe in this case. But if you want to enter the setup window, which is you can change the system settings, blah blah blah, I will show you how. You close this my computer, close the Wine, and right click and choose show packet content. Inside have another app. This is the settings app. You click advanced, then you can run or change settings again here. Another thing is I want to show is how you can troubleshoot. Sometimes you are facing this DLL is not found, something like that, and the developer of the game is so kind will tell you which runtime you should use. So if you know, then you go to the settings app inside the wrap, and you click advanced again. Choose tools and the wine tricks, and the wine tricks is the most important thing. Then you search what you are missing, right? So if you are missing D3 DX9, So you search D3DX9 and it will do the filter, and then you probably want to run the first one. Then you run it, it will install all the DirectX files. So if you missing X import, you just search X import. And if you search MSVR, you saw the 120 file actually belongs to Virtual C++ 2013. So then you install this Virtual ++ 2013 to get this pair of MSVCR and MSVCP. So here is how you deal with lost or cannot find DLL files. So after that, then you can run the app again, and the game should able to run.
電撃文庫ファイティングクライマックスイグニッション。
私の実力見せてあげるわ。
俺に任せとけ。スクラップの時間だぜクセ野郎。ド派手に決めて今回もヒーローになってやろうぜ。
はい、参ります。了解であります。よっとへっやって待ってのへっやへっこっちよ。行くわよ。逃がさない。全力で行かせてもらうわよ。
As you can see, even I'm recording, the game even can run at 60 FPS without any lagging. This is the power of the Wine.